Racing. It was a great start too. My Halo broke John well, but Lucy's Way at the end of 100 dropped off sharply. Greta Hall is back to second last, and it's a race for the lead with Wiggly Woo on the inside, taking it narrowly now. All the Ravers having a shot. Sash is getting up into third posse, followed closely by Flickering Fire shooting through, and it's going to lead now. Flickering Fire from All the Rave and Wiggly Woo, and then Sash followed by Just Like Crystal, Patu, Yellow Star and Turak, followed by Emerald Green. Further out is Bruschetta, a length and a half to My Halo broken Greta Hall, and then winnings from Bridal Chance, Linda, and Lucy's Way is last down past the 700, and Just Like Crystal strode away. Just Like Crystal put about 4 lengths now on second. Posse, Wiggly Woo, Turak is third, Flickering Fire fourth, then Sash, Emerald Green from All the Rave. My Halo broke Patu, and then comes Bruschetta, a length Bridal Chance, Yellow Star, Greta Hall's got 3 behind her, winnings Linda and Lucy's Way, homeward bound on the Yanks Quality, and Just Like Crystal leads 2 lengths. Flickering Fire, Wiggly Woo, Patu the rails. Then All the Rave followed by Sash on the outside, called upon, and winnings is the deepest. Greta Hall going for an inside split, Just Like Crystal from Flickering Fire, Patu, Sash, and then comes Linda. My Halo broke Greta Hall, winnings. Here's a go. Patu hits the front. Patu taken on by Zalinda, but as they reach the line, nothing in it. Patu and Zalinda and Patu very tight. Sash, My Halo broke, and Greta Hall in a terrific go for the minor. And then winnings followed by Flickering Fire, Just Like Crystal, All the Rave and Bridal Chance. Yellow Star further away in the field on the inside. Lucy's Way, Turak, Emerald Green and Bruschetta and Wiggly Woo were the last 2. Photo. What a...
For Patu, 20, 60 and 540, or number 12, Zalinda, 24, 10 and 690. Those mentioned for third one, Sash, 173. My Halo broke 540, or 13, Greta Hall, 180.
And the horse on the outside has come at her, and it's a developed print. Well, photo for third. Here's the winning number. Winning number is number 12, got there, Zalinda. Number 12 is the winner, Zalinda, written by Gavin Duffy. Second placing, we'll have the full numbers coming up in a moment, but the infield screen has now disappeared as far as the winner is concerned. Now,
12-4 and a photo.
12-4 and a photo. 12-4 and a photo, we've been advised. 12-4 and a photo. 12 Zalinda. G. Duffy first has paid about $22 for the win and $6.80 for the place. Second placing going to Patu has paid $6.20, and it's a further close finish for third. Zalinda coming right down the outside. What a weekend for Billy Mitchell. Zalinda by Zabil from Alinda, trained by Billy Mitchell, and is owned by DPR and Mrs. E.M. Esplin. She's had 11 plus 1, 12 starts, 5 wins. A wonderful carnival being enjoyed by local trainer Bill Mitchell. Zalinda running 1:22.78 in taking out the Rocks Angst Quality. Obviously very, very close for third. Yeah, well, she was ridden well back today. She had no luck here on the 26th of September in the...
Often... Off and running now. Satirical Miss a bit slow to get going here, and Our Excellency bounced quickly. Fairy Garden going with it with Viva Croatia. Just behind those, Canella followed further back by Cease, and now Satirical Miss out in the middle picking up ground with Our Dana. Further in is Shutter, Northwood Lady behind those. Just in front of it is Dan Inkling, and dropping out to the tail of Strawberry Lass. Over on the inside, Our Excellency led now from Viva Croatia, a length into Our Dana. Inside it, Satirical Miss from further back in the race inside Cease. Then Shutter from Dan Inkling, followed by Canella. Then further back in the race would have been Fairy Garden. Northwood Lady a fair way back, and last of all in the race, Strawberry Lass. Going down towards the 550 metre mark, Our Excellency, Viva Croatia, and Our Dana going up to make a line of 3. Behind those, Satirical Miss, Dan Inkling. Back nearer the inside, Shutter, Dan Inkling pulling back towards the centre from Northwood Lady. In the running now, in the lead of Viva Croatia from Our Dana, Shutter, Dan Inkling, and Satirical Miss has gone back against the outside rail. Gets the run through now. now. Satirical Miss is picking them up quickly. Ardana in front. Satirical Miss coming down the outside. Northwood Lady and Shutter back near the inside. But Satirical Miss has got up to win. Satirical Miss, I'd say, has just won from Northwood Lady. Shutter and Ardana in a photo for third. Behind them, Canella from Dan Inkling. A gap in the race, Viva Croatia. Further back than Fairy Garden. Our Excellency dropped out and back near the tail, the last two. Cy Cease and Strawberry Lass.
2 Satirical Miss, 280, 140. 3 Northwood Lady, 170 for third. 8 Shutter at $6.60. 6 Ardana, 230.
2 Satirical Miss, 290, 140. Number 3 Northwood Lady to pay 160. Those for third. 8 Shutter at 760, or number 6 Ardana, 230.
Northwood Lady and a photo call for third placing. 2, 3 and a print. Number 2 Satirical Miss, she was badly in need of a run and he waited and he went back on the outside fence and has picked them up to score from Northwood Lady. And Ardana may just nose out Shutter for third placing. Number 6 has got third, number 6. So the numbers there are 2, 3 and 6. 2.
Doremus walk. Racing in the Novotel Metropolitan, and Jostix, the second elect, bounced out in front. Commencing pretty well was Our Triumph, and wider out in house is looking for the lead from Lucky Bear. And then comes Ronzino, Giaconacci, followed by Enjoyment. Simone a little wide. Second last is Backdrop on the inside, and Doremus a length further back. Down the straight they travel, just over a lap to go in the Metrop, and Jostix is the leader, a half length on in house, a length and a half away. Third on the inside is Our Triumph, Giaconacci in the centre, and Ronzino making a line of 3. Lucky Bear is over on the inside of Enjoyment. Simone not having much luck early. Doremus is now second last and a half length on the inside. Backdrop. This is the order out of the straight and going along past the 1950, and it's Jostix loping along about 3/4 of a length on Ronzino, who'd been pratted wide, so goes up to sit almost outside Jostix now, and the two of them are level pegging going along past the 1800 metres. In-house third. Our Triumph on the inside is fourth. 2 lengths to Giaconacci, a half the inside Lucky Bear, length and a half Enjoyment. Simone no luck out on a limb. Backdrop second last, and old Doremus still at the tail of the field. It'd be a dozen lengths from Jostix, who leads the field into the back. And going along towards the 1400 pole, it's Jostix in front by 2 lengths now. Ronzino. Our Triumph on the inside is third, a length and 3/4 to in-house. 2.5 to the stable pair from the Jeff Mains establishment, Lucky Bear and Giaconacci. From Simone, Enjoyment. Second last in the field is Doremus, and a half length on his inside. Backdrop. They race along towards the far corner here at the 1100 metres, and Jostix quickens up a little bit. He's a length and a half on Ronzino. Similar margin Our Triumph, and then in-house a length and a half Lucky Bear and Giaconacci on his outside. 2.5 to Simone and Enjoyment the inside. Another 2.5 to Backdrop, and 3/4 Doremus over on the inside as the Metrop field bunches coming along to the 800 marker. And Jostix is the pilot, about 3/4 of a length. Ronzino. Giaconacci working hard around the outside to third. Our Triumph is fourth, and fifth on the outside in-house. A length to Simone. Ratted off the track is Backdrop starting his run. Lucky Bear is shuffled back through the field. Doremus is second last, and Enjoyment is last, only about 8 lengths off the lead, held by Jostix, who's making a big bid to try and lead all the way in the Metrop. And up the rise goes Jostix, a length and a half. Ronzino followed on the outside in-house, and Doremus is the deepest runner. He's putting in his claim now. Jostix Carmody goes for him. In-house, and Doremus followed by Enjoyment starting to come home. Jostix the leader. Here's Enjoyment with Doremus. Enjoyment and Larry Cassidy hit the front. Old Doremus can't pick up the mare, and Enjoyment wins the Metrop. Larry Cassidy wins another big one. Enjoyment beat Doremus, and on the inside Jostix. And then came Our Triumph, followed by Backdrop, Simone, Ronzino, and then Lucky Bear in-house, and Giaconacci at the tail of the field.
Number 9 Enjoyment, 980, 230. 5 Doremus to pay 120, and 1 Jostix, place dividend 160. Daily double combination 1 and 9, 23.10.
The Metrop of 1998, and has paid $7.80 and $1.90. Number 5 will be second, Doremus, ridden by Greg Hall. He couldn't beat the mare today, and her winning margin, a comfortable one on the line. Number 5, Doremus, second, has paid $1.20. A number 1, Joss Sticks. He made a valiant bid to lead throughout, and he's paid $1.70. It's 9.51 official in the Metropolitan Handicap, and that is another Metrop win to Gay Waterhouse. And what a happy knack she has, particularly with mares in this race, because you might remember she won it in 1996 with Hula Flight. She won it in 1995 with Electronic. And it's coincidental, too, that the last 3 winners of this particular race today have, at their preceding start, won the Colin Stephen Quality Handicap. 9.51, a number 2 ran 4th, and that's Backdrop. The winner, Enjoyment, trained by Gay Waterhouse and her husband Robbie here to witness the win this afternoon by St Hilarion from Fun, a bay mare 6, owned by the Chloros family, who've raced horses successfully for a long time, and the all-conquering Larry Cassidy in the saddle. A winning margin of 1 length, a short neck second and third. They've run 2:45.71, well outside the record.
Okay here, Torrio. Okay here, Toreador going with it with Mr. Good Time and Oil Floral Prince. Sir Muller showing speed going up towards the front when they settle. Down at the 800-metre mark they race. Sir Muller's going to get to the outside from Chasing Stars. Behind them, Waver Tree. Kukel about 4 off the outside fence. On the outside of Always a Chance from Our Floral Prince. Further back in the race then came Aerobic Prince. They're followed by He-Man. Further back in the race then came on the inside then Mr. Good Time. Sir Muller in front now from Our Floral Prince Kukel. Always a Chance, and then further back, Waver Tree's drop back, Chasing Stars and Stripes in front of it, followed by Mr. Good Time. Back to the inside, then came He-Man from Gallaty, but the leader, Sir Muller, going down to the 200-metre mark, extends now. Race 2 lengths in front of He-Man, Gallaty. Our Floral Prince, Kukel, Always a Chance, and further back, Toreador. Sir Muller doing it well, and Sir Muller comes on to win well. About 2.5 on the run home. Good go for second, He-Man, All Stars and Stripes, and then Waver Tree. Further back was Gallaty from Always a Chance, Kukel. Behind those, at the head of the others, just over on the inside, Our Floral Prince, then Aerobic Prince. Further back, then Fleet Forward. With it would have been Casper the Ghost, who's well back in the race in company with Mr. Good Time, and Chasing Stars is back at the tail.
Another winner to Brian Martin, 7 Samula, 4.30, 180, 11 He-Man at 5.30, 8 Stars and Stripes, 2.20.
7 Samula, 4.30, 180. Number 11, He-Man, to pay $5.50. 8 Stars and Stripes, $2.
7 the winner here, Samula. Stars and Stripes gets second, number 8, and third is number 11, He-Man. 7, 8 and 11 in 56 seconds. Plenty of wind behind them here, and Samula has scored and scored well. Number 7. Number 7 here, and that is Samula, beating number 8, Stars and Stripes. And third in back towards the centre here, and that's number 11, He-Man, ahead of number 13, and that was Gallaty. But he's won well. Sir Muller, he got to the outside rail and he virtually controlled the race for about the last 650, 700 metres.
Racing in the shorts. Oh, that was a great jump too, and Dual Photon and also Natoir jumped well. Quick Flick is right there with Hot as Hell, and a point is not far away. Kidlet is making up ground, and then comes Burketown Boy. A length to Identikit, the Bush Ranger, followed at the head of the others by Matombo. Over on the inside is Sherwood, a gap to Malaguar, and then Mr. Victory, followed by Coogee Walk shifting, and Monopolize is last of all with 600 to go, and they're fairly flying. Kidlet joining Quick Flick, 2 lengths, Natoir around Hot as Hell to Dual Photon. A point on the inside, 2.5 Identikit, and then comes Matombo, Burketown Boy, and then Sherwood, the Bush Ranger, and Malaguar is next as they round the corner in the shorts. Kidlat and Quick Flick, a length and a half, Natoir, Hot as Hell, and then a point called upon. So too the stablemate of a point, Identikit, and a gap, Dual Photon. Here's Identikit storming down the outside, and Identikit races up to hit the front. A point second, Dual Photon battling on well, and Malaguar is starting to jump out of the ground. Here's the big grey Malaguar. He'll bowl them all over. Malaguar wins from a point, Dual Photon and Identikit. Great go for Miners, followed by Natoir, Burketown Boy, and then came shifting Hot as Hell. A break then to Monopolize, the Bush Ranger, Mr. Victory, and then came Sherwood, Coogee Walk, and Backamore. Quick Flicks pulled up very, very quickly in the run on. Matombo back near the tail of the field as well.
9 Malaguar, $7, $2.30. 7 a point to pay $1.50, and 13 Dual Photon. Photon, 960.
And Malagua. Johnny Hawkes saddling up 3 in the race. And 9 Malagua has beaten 7 and 13, a point, and Dual Photon. Numbers official, not showing on the infield screen. A slight problem there. There they go now. 9, 7, 13. Malagua on the New South Wales tote, $7.70 and $2.70. Number 7, second, a point, has paid $1.50. Number 13, Dual Photon, third, at $10 neat. Quinella, $12.40. Exacta, $31.30. Trifecta, $674.70. And the double, this is the daily double, on the pair of 9s, $84.70 enjoyment. And Malagua. Malagua having its first Sydney run this afternoon too, and hadn't started since the Mercedes-Benz at Eagle Farm towards the latter part of June, by Owen J. Starr from Penny High, a grey gelding, a 6-year-old, raced by Mr. R.R. Harris, trained for him by John Hawkes and ridden by Corey Brown. Scored officially by 1 1/4 lengths, with a half a head separating second and third, a length and a quarter, half a head. The time for the 1100 was 1:04.04, 1:04.04. That's outside of Euclairs' race record. The first 500 in 28.8, and the last 600 took 35.24. The runner-up battling on well, number 7, a point. So it's a Johnny Hawkes Quinella by Alquaz from Latrella. Brown gelding for Larry Cassidy. And the third going to number 13, Dual Photon, trained here by Ian McPherson. A 4-year-old chestnut gelding by Al Hareb from Dual Sensation, ridden by Andrew Payne. Number 2, Identikit, ran...
Everett 171.
Off and running here. Graceful Encounter, not brilliant away, and dropping out as Premium Blend shortly after the start. Sly Sandra began okay and is showing some speed over in the centre when they settle down. Bazaar going fast. And right around the outside here is Danish Habit. Danish Habit, Sly Sandra have it now from Bazaar the fence. 2 further back in the race then came Shiosaki. There followed the outside of it now, coming down the side by Ruby Joy easing back. Then Austria. The inside Labille. Graceful Encounters drifted back now from Premium Blend, arced it up, and last of all, no comparison. Sly Sandra took off at the 900, led 2.5 Mazera, length into Danish Habit. 3 further back, Shiosaki. Outside at Austria, the Labille, the inside from Ruby Joy. Then Premium Blend, 1.5 Graceful Encounter, back third last, followed by Arc It Up, and 2 lengths last of all, no comparison. Up to the turn they race, and the leader is Sly Sandra, 2.5 in front of Mazera. 2 further back, Danish Habit from Shiosaki, Labille the inside. Then Austria, further back in the race, then came Premium Blend. Now pulled out is the favourite, starting to run on fairly well, Graceful Encounter. Oh, a good 8 lengths off them, and the leader, Sly Sandra from Mazare, as they run to the 250-metre mark, and here comes Graceful Encounter. Oh, it's starting to sprint very quickly, laying in. Sly Sandra in front, but Graceful Encounter's got it. Races up to it now from Mosere, and then Labille coming home well. Big win this. Graceful Encounter kicks away from running up to second. Labille from further back, Sly Sandra. Graceful Encounter, a good win by 2. Second, Labille. Third home, Sly Sandra. Then Arc It Up, followed by Mazera. Gap in the race then, no comparison. Shiosaki, Danish Habit. Further back, Premium Blend from Austria, and Ruby Joy is last of all.
7 Graceful Encounter, 170, 120. 8 Labille, 420. 13 Sly Sandra, 280.
7 Graceful Encounter, 170, 120. 8 Labille, 440, and 13 Sly Sandra, $2.70. Brian's picked 7 out of 8 winners there today at Flemington, and his other one in the 5th ran second.
128 Labille, 420, 13 Sly Sandra, 280, Quinella 16.10, Exacta $20.20, the 7813 Trifecta 143.10, Daily Double, pair of 7 Samula, and Graceful Encounter $8.10 with a special.
And we're ready for... They're racing Caught them in a very good line too. Canute is going to drop back from that wide alley, and one of the early leaders is Dawn Raider from Grand Escape and Indianapolis. Pine Puppet fourth, then Prince Miasma, trying to work over Regal Statesman, and then Perpetual Check about 2 or 3 lengths Basara, followed by Touristic, Mr. Prudent, and close up on the inside now is Canute. Going to the crossing at the 1600 metres, and Dawn Raider runs to the front about 3/4 of a length on Regal Statesman. Indianapolis third, and Prince Miasma running next. A length and a quarter Grand Escape after 3/4 the outside Pine Puppet, 2 to Perpetual Check, and then Touristic Basara, 3 to Mr. Prudent, and a half length to Canute. Down the back of the track and leaving the 1400 pole behind them, and Dawn Raider quickens up in the lead, more than a length the break on Regal Statesman, and then Indianapolis at its girth on the outside, Prince Miasma, 1 3/4 to Grand Escape, who's pulling a little on the inside. In the centre, Pine Puppet, and Perpetual Checks found itself out on a limb, 3 and 4 wide. 2 then to Basara, racing on the inside of Touristic, and 3 lengths to the joint tail enders, Mr. Prudent and Canute. They work to the side of the course now, 950 to go, and Dawn Raider makes play about a length on Regal Statesman, and another 2 lengths to Indianapolis, followed closely by Prince Miasma. 2 lengths then Perpetual Check from Pine Puppet in the middle, Grand Escape on the rails. 3 lengths further off Touristic. At its girth on the inside is Basara. Mr. Prudent is back second last, 10 or 12 lengths off the lead. He's about to be revved up by Larry Cassidy, and 2 behind him is Canute. Travelling to the corner, 500 to go, and Dawn Raider making play still. A length and a half on Regal Statesman. Third posse is occupied by Prince Miasma, followed closely by Indianapolis. On the outside is Perpetual Check, and then Grand Escape, and Mr. Prudent is back second last, 8 lengths off Dawn Raider. 200 to go. Dawn Raider about a length and a half, Perpetual Check, then Regal Statesman, followed by Basara. Mr. Prudent is unwinding. He's still 5 lengths off the lead. Dawn Raider is in front, a length and a half, Perpetual Check. Mr. Prudent coming home all too late. Dawn Raider for the money. Dawn Raider from Mr. Prudent, Basara, Perpetual Check, followed by Regal Statesman, Prince Miasma, Pine Puppet, Indianapolis, Grand Escape, and Touristic in company with Canute were the last 2.
12 Dawn Raider to pay $49.50 and $8.50. 10 Mr. Prudent $140, and 6 for third Basara $220.
Flying Grey, Dawn Raider, ridden by young Lane Maloney, has taken the last event of the day at $43.40 and $6.90. Wow. Number 10 is second. Mr. Prudent, ridden by Larry Cassidy, has paid $1.30. And number 6, third, Basara, ridden by Corey Brown, has returned a dividend of $2.60.
Correct weight Brisbane the last.
Randwick. The winner trained at Rose Hill by Lee Curtis for Miss M.L. Johnson, F.A. Curry and M.J. Fennick, by Highland Lord from Sound Images, 7-year-old grey gelding, leading all the way in the last of the day. The runner-up, number 10, Mr. Prudent. He just ran out of ground. He's by Fizam from I'm in Business, a 4-year-old chestnut gelding, looking as though he's needing 2,400 metres now. Vic Thompson, Larry Cassidy, and number 6, third. And Basara, the horse by Pre Catalan from Miss Zen, trained by Stephen Engelbrecht, ridden by C. Brown. 4th went to number 2, Perpetual Check. 5th went to number 1, Regal Statesman, and the 6th to number 8, and that was Prince Miasma. 12, 10, 6, 2, 1 and 8. And in the last, the margins were 1 1/4, a short head, 1 1/4 short head, overall 205.31. Sectionally, the first 1,000 took 104.73, and the last 600 in 35.73. Now, the Quinella has paid $63.60, Exacta 173.30, the Superfecta 46,125.80, and the Trifecta 1,264.60. In fact, with the beeper, let's check them. Number...
Well, it's just lifting a bit in the fast straight now, but the pattern of racing here, it's pretty hard to come from back in the field, particularly the last couple of races. Now they're set. They're away in the Labor Day Cup, and Scrupulous on the inside began steadily. Getting away nicely too was Atty, and as they worked out of the post to end this short part of the first circuit, going to the front is Century Boy by a half, coming across Tyrula up forward today. Behind them and between them, Carter Bar. On the outside, King's Landing. The mare Atty on the rail. Further back behind those then came Assertive Lady on the outside of Scrupulous, who's up forward. Further back to National Asset, followed by Fly with Eagles, and last of all is the hurdler Taylor's Bridge as they go by the 2,000, and the leader racing away from the rail, Century Boy by a couple of lengths. Two in second placing, Tyruler outside of Atty, both close handy. King's Landing wide up on the outside of Carter Bar, back to the inside Scrupulous. They were followed by Assertive Lady, and then came on the inside Fly with Eagles, then National Asset, and three wide around that pair was Taylor's Bridge. Pretty bleak conditions in this rain as they move along the far straight now, and forge onto the 1600 of the mile in the old, and the leader is Century Boy, and Century Boy has a break of about a length to in second position on the inside Atty. Around them three deep is King's Landing covering ground in the centre. Still there Tyruler, one length to Scrupulous, who's got his head on his chest, and then Carter Bar. They were followed a length away behind them by Assertive Lady. Fly with Eagles the inside, one length further back to Taylor's Bridge, and nearly a length away last of all National Asset. New leader now. King's Landing has gone on with it out wide on the track and forges to the lead now as they go to the 1200 metre turn, which will bring them down the side, and he's quickened them up. King's Landing by a couple to Century Boy, in third placing Tyruler, close enough if good enough, so is Atty on the inside of him. They were followed by Scrupulous, then Carter Bar, Assertive Lady from Fly with Eagles. Around them Taylor's Bridge and also National Asset making their moves at the 1,000 metre mark. There's 5 or 6 lengths first to last. Century Boy again having a crack at King's Landing, 3 lengths Tyruler, then Atty followed further back in the field by Scrupulous, and they were followed by National Asset. Carter Bar is there with Assertive Lady, and last of all is Fly with Eagles, but Century Boy again took over. Coming to the turn now, down to the 650 by a couple. Here comes Tyruler with a big finish. King's Landing starting to paddle. Atty back on the inside of those, and Scrupulous to the outside, and so too trying to pick up the one outside of it as they turn. It's National Asset. Century Boy's only a length in front. Tyruler goes to it quickly. Century Boy's got the wobbles, and Tyruler out wide went to the front now. Assertive Lady's made good ground between them. Century Boy can't go on. Scrupulous can down the outside, deeper out on the track. He's coming home, the old warhorse. Assertive Lady after Tyruler. Scrupulous is starting to shift ground badly. It's Tyruler, Assertive Lady. Assertive Lady the inside. Assertive Lady and Tyruler, then Scrupulous, and Assertive Lady wins. Assertive Lady by 2 on the line. Takes the Labor Day Cup for Peter Hayes. Second Tyruler, third Scrupulous. He just died on his run a bit and shifted ground in the straight. National Asset, Fly with Eagles. Further back Century Boy, King's Landing, both knocked up. Then Carter Bar. Atty didn't stay the 2500, and last home was Taylor's Bridge.
8-4-1 and 7 fourth at Morfordville. 8 Assertive Lady, 9-10 Super Tab, 9.50 New South Wales, 7.90 in Queensland. Beat 4 and 1. Confirming the late scratching at Wodonga. At Wodonga, number 2, Great.